Welcome back. Now, I am in this place where I am taking the questions from the community now, and I've been asked, Al, where can I submit my question? So if you are a member of the PAFOW community, you'll see in the upper left of your browser or the app the ability to click on a question mark, and then you can submit your question there. We're using Slido, so you can rank what question that's already in play or create your own. So that's one way. You can also reach out to me via LinkedIn and submit your question. So this question has coming at me for a while now, and it comes in a variety of forms. So I've kind of normalized it, if you will, and it's this: is do you believe people analytics will continue to grow in importance, and if so, why? There's been a lot of literature of late that has been highlighting the value and critical nature of people analytics, and I certainly celebrate those. And having been in the space for nearly 20 years, I've seen this discipline ebb and flow. I'm saying, okay, this is really the year people analytics is going to take hold. And I'm looking at this with a horizon of 12, 24 months ahead and seeing how it's going to shift, because people analytics is becoming not only more popular and pervasive, it's becoming less distinct. And let me explain what I mean by that. Is organizational leaders want insight, and they don't really care how the insight is generated. So the underlying processes, all the data, that is for professionals in data and analytics. That's their job. They need to figure it out. The insight needs to be packaged, on time. It needs to be relevant. It needs to have qualifications based on its limitations. Ultimately, though, it needs to hit an audience that is going to take appropriate action. So where I get excited is that we have, and I just spoke about it in the initial segment, these task force or governance bodies that are being spun up in response to COVID-19. And that has created this environment where, gosh, where are our employees? How many are in this geography? How many are in this building, in this location? What job family they are a part of? How long they've been with the organization? Are they a high risk candidate for COVID-19? So all this data has, in most organizations, been available, but many have not harnessed it and been able to present it quickly, accurately, and in a form that can align people and in turn inspire appropriate action. So that then presents a great opportunity. So if organizations aren't doing it now, then they're going to be guessing on how best to move forward, which is a tragedy. So to the question, yes, I absolutely believe people analytics will continue to grow in importance. I, however, am thinking that it's going to shift forms to more people strategy and analytics. And what I have long been advocating is this notion of work strategy. And what do I mean by that? Every organization has goals, and there needs to be work done to achieve those goals, whether that be provide a service, provide a product, hit revenue, and so forth. The idea that, okay, we need work done, therefore we need people to do the work, is becoming an old model, because there's so many ways to get work done. We can work with an outsourced provider. We can automate it. We can adopt an AI engine internally or through a vendor relationship. We can hire people on a contract basis. We can hire employees. So are there organizations that are actually systematically looking, okay, here's the work, how do we get it done? And by the way, I'll add, we can work with a startup or scale up. So there's so many ways that we can get work done, and we can also craft it with organizational design. So you get the idea. There's an array of ways work can get done. Very few organizations are looking at how that work can get done systematically. So where does people analytics play in this? People analytics is uniquely positioned, if not essential, to facilitate the discussion around how work can and should get done to optimize for organizational productivity and performance, as well as employee well-being. And if you heard me speak before, I am immensely passionate about better understanding individual worker capacity. We're doing a lot of work on skills, and that's fantastic. I would love, however, to us to get more aware of the constraint that we all have to live under, and that's the fact that we're all limited by time. And where I get really heartened by this, I have had the honor of speaking with uh, 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 Jan Rezab, who's the founder and CEO of Time is Limited, Sharon Yaroslavsky, who's the co-founder and CEO of Cassiopeia. We just talked with Sonia Lucina of Globant. TrustSphere is in this space, and it is the case where managed goal. It's the case where we're getting these tools out there and these processes in the marketplace where we can truly see how people are behaving relative to their workload. Is it stressing them out? Are they behaving in ways that are not beneficial to themselves as well as the organization? These insights need a audience. They need a group that's going to act appropriately to, again, optimize for the well-being of the individual and the organization. Who is that? Is it HR? I don't believe HR. It could be facilities, IT, operations, finance, legal, on down the line. So we have to think more creatively about how the analytics and insights around people are being used by leaders. And if we can really think systematically about how analytics and insights are going to inform work strategy, then people analytics as a discipline is going to become more impactful. However, it might not be called people analytics. It might be talking about, organizations don't have an electrical strategy. Electricity is just, it's part of how a organization, functions. It's a basic need. Data is going to be a basic need, as our insights are going to be a basic need. It's going to be a question, much like how we use electricity and how much electricity do we need to power our shops and our workplaces. How much data do we need? How many tools and what tools are most appropriate to answer the questions that we want or need to know? So to do or not to do is no longer the question. It's really how much, to what extent. And I would really encourage those who are listening, particularly business leaders inside and HR and out, is think about the questions you want or need to know and then work back from there. And that's going to inform the data that you need, the tools that you need. And what's going to pop, in my view, is that we're going to have to understand how people are using their time much better, how they have capacity constraints. That's going to inform staffing levels. That's going to inform tool selection. That's going to inform a lot of things downstream. So hopefully that helps. We'll certainly talk more about that in the coming days and weeks. And with that, we're going to take a short break, and then I'm going to introduce Thomas Igame.